I'd like to welcome everyone. I'm Meg Benedicte, and I'm the owner of the Quantum Healing Center here in Mount Shasta. We just moved into our new space across from Berryville, next to Base Camp. It's the big yellow house with a garden. Used to be the Sacred Mountain Spa, but we were lucky to be able to get into the space. And I'm here to share with you my healing technique. It's using the Quantum Vortex. I started developing it about 20 years ago. I'm from Los Angeles and had my Kundalini awakening on the 94 Northridge earthquake. And so it was literally like lightning bolts through my body that entire night as we're having aftershocks after aftershocks. And it was just continual downloads coming in and awakening me to 2012 and to the cosmic ascension plan and to my abilities as a quantum healer. I was working in the corporate world. None of this was anything on the horizon for me. But as it opened up inside me, it was what we would call a walk-in experience. So for a good 10 years, I had, in a sense, like dual personalities going on inside as I was beginning to move out of the old life plan and the old, cleaning up the old karma and starting to open up and move into the walk-ins blueprint and working in a healing modality that came through intuitively, very instinctively. I had no training, so it was more of just listening in and hearing Spirit guide me into how to get a vortex spinning around my aura. And that took me a good year or so, because I had vertigo, and I was get out of bed in the morning and fall on my face, and so I had to learn how to keep a spinning vortex running in my aura 24/7. And then as I began to develop that, in a sense it taught me, or it helped me remember how to work with vortex energy. It's been a profound experience. It has it's been life-altering, life-changing. So let's go through what it does, how it helps us, and then we're gonna do some demonstration with it here today. We're here at Mount Shasta. I was drawn in 2012 to move here because, of course, we have an incredible vortex spinning here at the mountain. It's a counterclockwise vortex. That's what we're working with. So this is an actual anti-clockwise or counterclockwise spin, right to left spin. We have been living in a planetary field of duality. So we have the two opposite poles on our planet, and it creates this gravitational clockwise spin that compresses everything in. This is what actually creates density, compresses everything, creates particles, creates our atoms. And then you're locked in. So what we do in getting into the counterclockwise spin, it's a radiating vortex. It's like a V shape. It goes up and out around your aura and unlocks the gravitational field. And at this point then, you're able to get in and start clearing out everything. The disease genetic code, family patterns, sabotaging belief systems, stuck emotions, toxins. So this is what we're doing. We get into this counterclockwise spin, which is actually the natural rhythm of our planet. Our planet spins counterclockwise, rises in the east, sun goes in the west. Our galactic core, counterclockwise spins. So we're starting to get back into the natural rhythm of our universe that we've been off kilter with by being in this gravitational field of the clockwise time matrix. So we're going to get it up and running. I will walk you through the protocol on how to activate it. We use sacred geometry. My walk-in soul is of the Metatron lineage, so I use Metatron's cube, sacred geometry, to actually, it is the template of creation in our universe, and it will create the spin around your field. It will open up the actual vortex. We use phi harmonics. This is the 12 sound waves of our universe that is emanating from the 12 dimensions of our universe, and we bring them in perfect pitch and harmony. And so when you start to combine sacred geometry with the phi harmonics, the Fibonacci sequence, the golden ratio, and crystal technology. This is advanced crystal technology. This is what the This is what the masters used in Septepi to build the pyramids, to be able to levitate energy. That's what we're doing when we go counterclockwise. We're actually opening up and levitating our cells, levitating our atoms. And it opens up the chakra pillar, and this is what we want. This is our channel. This is our direct lifeline to source, is our chakra pillar. This is what the ascension is all about, is ascending up our chakra pillar. Each chakra is connected to one of the 12 dimensions. So, of course, everyone is really stuck down here in the lower 3D human chakras, root, sacrum, solar plexus. So we want to get those all opened up and start to bring the soul down into the body. What I found when I first started working with people in sessions, I would use my intention, tune in to connect with the soul presence, and it was always out in the aura. Nobody's souls were in their bodies. And it was because of that gravitational compression. It was making us too dense for the soul to actually merge with the physical body. So when we talk about quantum healing, it's the actual merging of the particle field and the virtual particle field, spirit and physical, bringing them together inside. So to do that, we have to neutralize the polarity that's built up inside us from living in a geomagnetic field that's polarized. And so it creates this push-pull. In an electromagnetic field, opposites attract. So that means masculine, feminine, right? Light, dark, it's all polarizing. It's this push-pull, heart and mind, pull, pull. Everything is in battle inside us. I know you know what I'm talking about because it's not fun. And so when we use this technique, you can start to neutralize that polarity. And we call it getting into still point. If you know the masters, they teach you to come into silence, right? Come into the stillness. Well, from my perspective, from quantum physics, it's really more of getting into what we call the 0 point field of zero gravity. So we're using the vortex. It's creating a vacuum state inside you of zero gravity, a 0 point. And when we can get the mind and the heart, solar plexus, into that stillness, zero gravity, 0 point field, it opens your chakra pillar up to your soul. And you can start bringing that soul essence in. You can start opening your channel to your divine guidance. And so it's neutralizing the polarity to get your whole pillar, lifeline, channel, chakra pillar, whatever you want to call it, gets it open to the divine. So we'll go ahead and go through a group demonstration. I do a lot of group work. I do actually a lot of Skype online international group work. And what I found happens when we all create one united, focused intention for healing to occur, this will create a coherence in our group. And it actually creates an optimum state for healing to occur. So we will set up that sacred space, create the intention. I'll walk you through the steps, getting the vortex running. You're all going to have a vortex running around your own aura. There's no merging here. I'm very conscious of personal space and boundaries, so you're in your own vortex, but then I'm going to create a group one so I can work with you remotely with everybody at once, but you'll be in your own space. What I would suggest as we open up the space and get it moving and running, think about anything in your life that you find challenging right now, anything that you want to unlock, right? We're getting into the reverse spin. Anything you want to release, we use the breath. We're going to release, and you're using your focus, like a laser point focus on what you want to clear, break free of, open up. You want to open up that 4D heart chakra. That'll open you up to the soul presence. And that way then, that will help with the work as we're working together. Before we get started, I can answer any questions that anybody has, because I know this is a little complex. Now you guys are good? Yes? Yeah.
So the counterclockwise vortex, isn't that, it's part of our natural, we're not adding the vortex, we're just initiating.
We're actually going to add it around your aura, around your unified field. We, in a dual system, your left and right brain they naturally create the dual spin inside your cells, inside your brain. What I'm doing is I'm creating an external one around your aura, and we're moving from duality of the dual spin into singularity of one spin. And I found by doing this, it elevates us out of the 3D matrix of duality, and we start to go into the 5D hologram of singularity. So when you create this 0-point stillness in the core and in the brain, that pulls you into singularity, and you no longer have a dual spin, you just have this single spin. So it's an actual part of the ascension into the next system, if that makes sense. Okay, I'll demonstrate, and then you can ask some more questions. How's that?
Yeah, well, part of my confusion is because the duality is not actually fighting, struggling. That's maybe our experience of it, but it's
In 3D, it's actually bringing them from a combative adversarial energy into a union.
But their nature is complementary.
Right, that's why we're bringing them into union. So to do it, I use the infinity sign, sacred geometry, to bring the opposites. Right now, in the 3D matrix, they're this. You weave the figure 8 between them, they start to blend and unite, and they overlap and cancel out the polarity, and the polarity releases. So you bring them into union. We call it sacred union. Right now, on the planet, most of it is combative, because we're in an electromagnetic field. So that's why when we pull gravity out, you're no longer then under the rules of physics of duality, of the combative energy. You're now starting to unite them, bringing particle and antiparticle together. Instead of where they can't coexist, they will destroy each other in a dualistic system.
So it just shifted.
You're totally. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? No? All right. Let's go ahead and do it then. So again, using your intent on what you want to focus on, what you want to clear. I think while we're working, we can, let me see how, I'm going to follow Metatron, who guides me through this, to channel this, but what I think is once we get the space open and running, we can also do, you can actually out loud say what you want to seed in the group energy to clear. Okay, so anytime that I open up a vortex in my field, I have my feet grounded. You have to kind of think about it. You don't want vertigo. You don't want to start lifting out. You want to be in the physical body, in your hips, in your pelvic floor. The feet have magnets. They're literally chakras on the bottom of our feet, and they work as magnets. Okay, I got this thing. You can still hear me. And so what we're going to do is use both left and right brain. The left brain is focused into the world of the physical, just what it can see, physical world, 3 dimensions. This is more of our analytical mind. The right brain, which is not always as developed, because we have such a culture to only do the left brain, but the right brain is a holographic mind. And so we use it to visualize, we use it for intuition. We use our holographic mind is intuitive and multi-dimensional. So left brain is just this 3 dimensions of the physical, connects to the lower 3 chakras. Right brain, heart and higher, multi-dimensional. Okay? So we're going to use both. So with the left brain, we're going to focus our feet, locking them onto the Earth's grid, and especially here we're at Mount Shasta, locking it onto the crystal grid that runs through Mount Shasta. Using the right brain to visualize your feet magnets locking onto that crystal grid. Okay, good, there we go. We're starting to get rooted. And you're like sitting into your root chakra here at the pelvic floor. As we open this up, we're going to use our breath in and out. We're starting to shift. Again, it's a dimensional shift from 3 dimensions using our energy horizontally. We're now going to shift into 5th dimension using our energy vertically, up and down our chakra pillar, up and down our channel. So we start to breathe into the heart center and start to bring life force into our channel. And as we tune into the heart, we're coming down from the mind now into the heart, connect to Divine Mother, Divine Father, our source creator. Using our intent to connect to our own divinity, our I am presence. Breathe that in, connecting into the heart to our own spirit team, our soul family, our master teachers and guides and angels. We breathe that in. And then finally, we're connecting here at our feet to Gaia. We connect to Mother Nature and the nature kingdoms, the nature spirits, and the elementals. We're calling in the elements of air and fire, water and earth, and the fifth element of ether, breathing that into the body. And then as we set our sacred space, we are containing the outer boundary with a crystalline shield of light, like an orb of light or a ball of light. And this contains our energy in the 4D astral plane, starting to secure our ball of light around our aura to our grounding here at our feet. There's an actual grounding platform at the bottom of our aura. It's where our chakra pillar connects to the bottom of the aura, to Gaia. And so the shielding is going around, locking at our feet. And now we're going to activate the vortex. I'm going to embed Metatron's cube, sacred geometry, under your feet into your grounding platform. This is the 12 circles around a center, 13th circle. Our feet are grounding to the center. Now we're going to get this opened up. As this starts to activate, the 12 circles start to rise up and around the body as 12 pillars of light. And as they rise up, they start to operate like tuning forks. And they're toning the body, the aura, with the 12 sound waves of our universe. Each tuning fork, one sound wave. Each 12 sound waves coming into our body, into our chakra pillar. And we hear them come in perfect harmony and pitch with our human ears as the sacred Om tones. And so we can just tone for a minute, the Om tone. Om. And this starts to get them to spin right to left around your body. Om. And as it spins up, it accelerates faster and faster. Om. And we start to get a vortex of white light spinning up around the aura counterclockwise. And as it opens up, starts to expand around your entire unified field. Om, spinning faster. Now we command even the atoms in our cells, which are little mini spheres, and they're spinning counterclockwise, faster and faster. There we go. Good boost. And then we're using the mountain's vortex, and this gets this to create an inner spiral right up the chakra pillar. So now you're spinning right to left up the pillar, going all the way up the body, past the crown, keep going up. We're going up into the astral chakras. There's 5 above the crown, going up at least 6 feet above your head. And as you go up, 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 we're reaching all the way up to the top of the chakra pillar, to our higher, wiser self, connecting at the 12th chakra, top of the chakra pillar. I would see this beautiful, grand light being, white light being, our higher self, higher, wiser self. And you can connect heart to your higher, wiser self at the top of your pillar, top of your chakra pillar. This is your channel, your lifeline. And now it's going to start to take us through into the 13th dimension and beyond. We're going in through a crystal stargate portal. As we move through this portal, we're starting to let go of the physical world, the particle field, and start to move into this vast sea of light that is the Godhead. And as we shift, you just let your energy become very fluid and flexible, like liquid light. And you start like you're floating in a pool of light. As you're moving in, you let go of all the physical anxiousness and worries, and just let it go, the heaviness, the density. And it's like you are liquid light floating in the quantum field of virtual particles. It's a very vibrant field of light, and it's like shimmering, dancing sunlight on water. And you just let yourself relax into it. All right, there we go, we're shifting. And as you're moving into the quantum field, I just like go spread eagle, and I touch all that is. There is no separation here. There is no duality here. There's no limitations here. And we just let ourselves connect to the abundant universe, to our soul presence that exists in the Godhead, in the quantum field. We connect to our soul presence through our unique energy signature. We each have our own unique soul frequency, soul vibration, soul signature. And so we call our divine soul to us, our I am presence to us, using, again, the single spin, counterclockwise spin, pulling. Everything is light here. So we're starting to pull the soul presence down the pillar. We've neutralized the gravitational field. You're pulling your soul light down and into your chakras, into your heart center. And you just breathe it in, call it in, breathe it in, soul, loving light, loving presence into the heart. And I always see the heart like this big open container, like an empty bucket. And you're just filling your heart with soul love, soul power, soul wisdom, soul consciousness, soul truth. Breathe it in until you're starting to become, like here in your chest, like a big golden sun building. It can go beyond the edge of your body. And as we're bringing in this divine support, divine presence of the soul, let's also call in all that matches our soul signature from the abundant universe, all our resources, our financial support, our friends and family support, all that you need, your resources, you're bringing that down and in as well. In the stream of light, there you go. Pull that into your heart, call it in, command it in. All that we need to support our life and joy and prosperity and in purpose, our soul, purpose and service. Breathe it in and let that heart grow, big cosmic heart filling. Whew. Breathe it in. And as this grows and expands and fills, and you can move it deep inside into any space that feels deprived or empty or hurt or lonely, fill in with this nourishment, this divine light nourishment inside your human self, inside your inner child, inside your body. Let it flesh and fill your body. And as we're breathing in this loving light soul presence, we're going to run the figure eights, the infinity sign. First one here on our center core between solar plexus and heart, right in your upper belly, above your navel here. We're going to run it flat, parallel to the floor, running left, over to the right, back to the left, and you're going to weave this figure eight of light around the opposite energies. And as we do this, we're commanding the energies to flip inwards and come together at the center fulcrum point of the figure eight. There they come in, and just let them unite and blend and overlap. And as they cancel out the opposition, we start to release these energies out. Releasing out polarity out of our body, heart, mind, out of our cells. We release them out. We command them out. So you're starting to pull out of your energy all fear, any kind of grief or sadness, toxic emotions, trauma. The vortex is spinning fast and it releases this out. We send it back to source light, up into the galactic core. We're going to run the second figure eight at the brain, left brain, right brain, left brain, right brain. Weave it back and forth, pulling into the center where they start to unite and bond and connect in the center, corpus callosum, right in the center of your brain. There we go. Pull them in. And they start to release out any mental polarity charge. So this could be sabotaging programs and fear and insecurities. Release those out. Any kind of programming from the matrix that's debilitating you, enslaving you, locking you down. Release it out. We send it out. The vortex spins this up and out, back to source light. So we're starting to open that chakra pillar up where it's getting the light in of the soul. We're releasing out the blockages and the density and the limitations. Spinning, spinning, spinning. As we clear out these energies, we're filling in with our soul light, our soul power, our soul strength, our soul consciousness. Let's go into the center of the brain and the pineal gland. The pineal gland is covered with microcluster crystals. And so we're going to now start to point that light of the soul down into the center of the brain, into the pineal crystal, and let it fill with your soul truth, your soul knowing, your soul light. Just as a crystal, it starts to grow and fill and amplify, and moving your soul rays, your soul truth consciousness into the neural pathways in the brain, into the brain waves. Whew, there you go. Whew, we start to uplift our mind, our brain waves into higher consciousness, higher frequencies. We're starting to create that 0 point. I was talking about that still point of neutrality, of no polarity, of zero gravity. I feel it growing in the core and the belly, and it's starting to grow in the mind. As if you had like a crystal pendulum in your heart and in your mind, and you're bringing them into stillness. No movement. No fluctuation. There you go, getting into that still point of singularity now, no duality. Everything coming into union and singularity. And it's in here we call our divine I am present soul light down into the body, filling into your arms, your legs, your body cavity. Just breathe in your divinity to come in and merge in oneness with your human self, where we're building a home where the soul and the human can live together as one, in oneness and wholeness, in their own divine presence together. Whew. We're releasing some density down the leg channels and out. As you're elevating up higher and higher to the soul light frequency, you're dropping the old density from the past, from being in the 3D matrix and the old body template. Release that out, even the roots that entangled us into the 3D matrix. Let it drop down the leg channels. We're filling with our soul light body, bringing it alive inside us. And it's in this sacred space of still point, of 0 point. Let's focus on what you want to seed, because it's also a very fertile space in the quantum connection. We're bringing the particle field and the antiparticle field together inside us. So that's why I asked, let's all focus on healing for everyone here to occur. We're bringing in perfect health. We're bringing in our divine blueprint. We're bringing in our soul DNA down into our pineal crystal. It's starting to populate into the brain and into the cells. Breathing in, what do you want to see? Breathing in, heartfelt, loving, connecting, relationships, connections. Breathe it in. Breathing in all the support and resources you need to be able to serve for the greater good. Breathe it in. Call it in. Whew. Breathing to be able to know your full, total recall from all time, all that you are, calling in all of your gifts and knowing and wisdom and abilities. Breathe it in. Call it in. And we hold it in our core center where it grows in our heart magnetic field. We hold it in where it can actually manifest in the quantum field. And so let's open it up for a minute. Anything you want to add, that you want to seed in, that you want, or you want to clear, we'll open it up to the group now. Speak it out for all to establish it and proclaim it and experience it.
Freedom to be our true self.
Breathe that in, call it in, and so it is.
Shasta inspirations.
Breathe it in, we call it in. Receive the blessing.
Water on here.
Yes, healing water. Breathe it in. Timeless, ageless health. Breathe it in. Eternal youth. There is no time. We do not live in time. Breathe it in. A world of peace and harmony and coexistence. We call it in now. It is done. Peace on this planet. All around. Compassion. Compassion for all. Yes, Divine Mother, compassion for all. Whew. Abundance for all. The opposite of lack. Abundance for all. But so it is.
The creative genius expressly creates their abundance and synergizes the transfiguration plan.
We call it in, and so it is.
Surrender.
Receiving in the surrender, receiving all that we need. Releasing ego, control, and resistance. Release it out. Opening and receiving.
Listening to our souls and the courage to that.
Listening to the heart, the soul in the heart. Ooh. Ooh. It's getting bigger, it's growing.
Joy.
Joy. Breathe in the joy. Eternal joy.
Gratitude.
Oh, gratitude. The highest frequency of gratitude.
Abundance.
Ooh. You're opening your hearts more. Are you already receiving in more? Ooh.
Light of love and light of healing for all.
Light of love, light for healing for all. We call it in.
It's all the purple rays coming down.
Oh, yes. The violet ray, purple rays of mercy.
Non-destructive forms of energy.
Pure energy, pure consciousness. There is no destruction in it. Pure light consciousness, pure energy. Eternal energy.
An abundance of food and nutrition for all beings.
Unlimited food. Unlimited abundance for all beings. Whew, it's growing bigger. We're building a very powerful magnetic field, and our bodies are grounding it in now onto Mount Shasta, into your own reality, your own hologram, and into the planetary hologram. Whew, I'm also calling in karmic freedom, completion of all karma, completion of all lifetimes in duality, completion and fulfillment and resolution and release of all timelines in duality. We're completing our karmic cycle. We are here now in a fresh new start in the 5D new earth. We release karmic cycling throughout all time now. Ooh, big one. Set yourself free of time. Set yourself free of the history. The history is in the back. Let it release off the back. We let go of the past. Moving into the now moment. Set yourself free. Sovereign beings living in the now abundance.
Release of all control of the media.
Absolutely. Release of the media, release of the corporate world, release of the corrupted government, opening up to a new earth paradigm. Call it in. Release of judgment, dissolving the ego judgment into this stream of loving light flowing down through your pillar. Just move any shadow of the ego into the loving light stream. We're dissolving it, we're diluting it, we're loosening it up. We're bringing it into union with the divine light.
Paradigm of peace and cooperation.
We call it in. The new paradigm of community, of coexistence, of cooperation, of win-win for all. Call it in. Big strong feel growing here. And our legs and our feet are grounding it into the crystalline grid of Mount Shasta, shooting around all the sacred sites around the planet. Very fertile space. Also, calling in where we bring the divine feminine and the divine masculine into union inside us as well. We become whole and complete. Nothing missing, nothing separate from us, whole and complete inside.
Call in a divine flow of money and resources into the hands of those whose hearts are with God upon this planet, and who choose to do God, Goddess, I am, will upon this planet in all dimensions of hope.
Well, call it in. It is our divine inheritance. It is our right as sovereign beings. We call it in.
Surrender and abundance.
Open and receive it in.
Tremendous healing for all of that.
We call it in. It is done. It is so. Eradicating poverty around the entire planet. Abundant food for all. Food and nourishment. Free from all disease. Disease is from the 3D matrix. It is from duality. As we eliminate duality from our own energetics, we open to perfect health. We eliminate all bacteria, virus, fungus, candida. Release it out now. It is not our truth. We expel out all parasitic consciousness. It is not our highest good. It is not our truth. Release it out. Hot. We open and receive the perfect blueprint for divine health, living outside of time, outside of the parasitic matrix. We are self-sustaining our health and well-being with this flow of divine nourishment flowing right into us. We call it in, command it in. Self-sustaining Tauruses, self-sustaining beings. Starting to ground in, starting to take hold. I can feel the vortex is escalating its spin. Starts to really root it into the legs of light and the feet onto our platform and onto the crystalline grid. We're seeding it here on the mountain, on the sacred mountain. We're seeding it in our own hearts and minds. We're seeding it in the collective field for all of humanity. As we're uplifting the frequency, we're seeding in full ascension for all humanity in Gaia now. Spin it in, spin it in. So it's now starting to really drill it down into our physical body. We are the anchor points of this, grounding it in. It's still counterclockwise, but it's coming into every cell and into every atom in every cell, into our core, into our chakras, grounding and spinning in. Our feet magnets are locking it into place to stay inside us as we keep this moving into the future nows on our path of light. And as we ground this in, it's coming in from all dimensions down into the physical inside us now. We want to thank all of Spirit for their love, their support, and this beautiful sacred group healing and seeding of our new earth paradigm. And that concludes our activations for today. And so it is. And so it is. And so you stay in your spin as long as you want to. It's opening and breathing in. Everything that you focus on today, the spin will pull it in. And it's moving into all the nows. There we go. Coming in, you can tap on your arms and your legs. We're just coming in. We're bringing heaven down into earth. Coming into the physical now. Feeling your feet on the floor and the room around you. Stretch. Just feeling the two worlds come together inside. The particle field and antiparticle field. Spirit and physical come together as one. And so it is. So it is. Thank you everyone for all your contribution. Good, strong group energy, good, strong group healing. If you have any questions before we go, we have about 5 more minutes. I just want to stay in the still point.
Just add to that, thank you, and good to see the lines. I start thinking of my daughter, lines coming out of this matrix.
Yes.
It's fabulous, beautiful energy field, connecting to family members all over.
Absolutely.
Letting everybody know that we're in this state of freedom and truth and empowerment, and just to drop all the fear.
So as you are expanding out what we just created, like Chimbala said, out to all of your loved ones, and then into our towns and communities. We're just spreading it through the planetary field, claiming this earth back as our own. Uplifting it into the divine 5D now. We will be having an open house next Friday at the Quantum Healing Center if anyone wants to come and join us if you're in town. I'm going to be doing another group activation also with Rhea Summerrain, who does crystal bowl healing at the Crystal Room. So we're going to be doing that at 11. And then from 12 to 2, we'll be doing mini sessions with our therapists that work at the center. So you're all welcome. It's free. Donations are welcome, of course, but you're welcome to come. And we are going to also be doing a day of devotion on September 21st. It's a Sunday, and we're going to be starting off with yoga in the morning and meditation, and then we'll have beautiful spiritual musical acts that are going to be playing through the day. And it's the start of our equinox retreat that we're doing that week. The equinox is actually on a Tuesday, it's September 23rd, so we're going to be having a retreat going that whole week at the center. So you're welcome to come as well for a day of devotion. Okay.
It started at noon, you said, on Friday?
Friday will be 11 o'clock is the meditation activations, and then 12 to 2 are mini sessions with our therapists. We also have an elixir bar in our center, so we're going to be having samples of herbal tonics.
Where? Yeah.
Is that our Quantum Healing Center is in Mount Shasta, across from Berryville. It's a big yellow 2-story house and garden. It's called the Quantum Healing Center. 312 South Mount Shasta Boulevard.
Yeah, this is like a booth, which is really
We also have a booth here. Yes, so stop by our booth and I can give you some flyers for that if you like. We have a booth here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I do a monthly planetary meditation.
I do a monthly broadcast online. If you're not in town, you're welcome to come join us. We do it from the center, but you can also sign up at my website, newearthcentral.com. And it's usually the third Saturday morning of the month. But let's see, so it's August 23rd this month. And people call in from all around the world, and we do what we just did. We see the new earth, and they come online on the air and proclaim it's just so powerful. So I've been doing those for about 4 years, every month. And this is how we can then proactively make change in the planetary field instead of just accepting what's happening here. We can get in and really join in this global mind intention. So those are also open to online telecasts. You can call in or do a webcast. So it's just part of my mission to be able to help change the world with this technique. It's a very effective technique to accelerate profound change in Ascension. Any other questions? No? Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.